Hi. So today I'd like to talk about a few more products I use. I've had people asking me, just different questions, and after I did about the mite treatment, so I thought I'd share a few more ideas to help out with people. So first of all, when I did my initial building, I showed how I used an air freshener that I put up on top of the racks just to kind of mask the smell of the females from the males so that they would be eating. So somebody got back with me and said, hey, those are not good for fertility. If women that go to fertility clinics, that's one of the first things they tell them is don't use those aerosols in that. So now what I did, I got rid of that and I have the diffusers. So I actually got two diffusers. This one just happens to be by doTERRA, and I use some of their oils because they're natural oils. That's what I was told was a much better choice than what I was using. So I have one in each end of the building, and I'll turn those on. Adds a little bit of humidity, and it also helps mask the smell so that the males, when it's breeding season, they'll still eat. They're not wanting to just breed and starve. It was really good. I mean, somebody reached out to me and told me that. So, I mean, everybody has good ideas. It's just a matter of listening. People just don't want to listen. They think they have everything down and they close themselves off to other people. So, all right, for disinfecting, I know a lot of people like using F10. So, this here is chlorhexidine. This whole gallon is like $15. So, you can mix that. It's 1 fluid ounce to gallon of water. So you can imagine how long that's going to last over you going and buying all this F10 and the other stuff. And it's a great disinfectant. So, example, this bottle here is half a gallon. So I use just about half an ounce. And it's going to last a long time for disinfecting anything. When you're washing your tubs, you can spray it on afterwards. Spot cleaning. Anytime I spot clean, if the rest of the tub's good and it's just a little area that's soiled, I'll go ahead and remove that and I'll spot clean it with the disinfectant. Now, if you're using an ultrasound, at first I started using the ultrasound gel, but equate personal lube. Unfortunately, because people steal it, it's locked up in a case in Walmart, but cheaper and it works better. It's thicker than this stuff. This just runs off the snake and it makes it hard to really get a good reading because you're having to add more or move it around, push it with the probe. So good choice, less expensive. Now, where I'm at, I have issues with the little gnats. I get them in here. Sometimes they're just the vein of my existence. They've gotten into my incubator and I've lost a lot of babies because they'll lay their eggs and I get the maggots. At first I was thinking it was maybe because of the higher end morphs that seemed to die first, that maybe it's because they had so many genes in them that their immune system was weaker, and I figured they might be having heart attacks because of the fact the maggots all crawling over them and they're taking their first breaths, or the fact that you got some bearded, strange, weird guy poking at them with tweezers trying to get the maggots off. We've tried, I've had people tell me just run them underwater and rinse them off, and to me the better thing is just get rid of these frickin' flies. So one thing I found, neem oil, this one's by Gaps. They're on the East Coast. They also have the bedding. And neem oil is a natural oil that you can dilute it down and spray it around. It will get rid of all the insects like that. It will even help with the mites. So that's something you guys can really look into. It might work for a lot of people. Like I said, Gaps, give them a call. Now, I have the electrolyte soak. I like this in case I get any animals that look like they're just dehydrated or bad shed. Now, there is actually a soak you can get for sheds that will help them shed. So if you get any that have a stuck shed, just every now and then you'll get some animals that just don't like shedding. So that's a really good soak for them. That one's, I don't think it's Zoomed. Zilla makes that one. So this one here is by Zoomed, and it's basically Gatorade for your reptiles. So you can soak them in it. It will help with their skin, but then also help with any dehydration issues. This here, Nutrabac. So this is really good as far as if you get any snakes that go off feed and you want to get them feeding again, you're just starting to worry about them a little bit. It's just a powder. You can sprinkle it on your rats, or if you have other things like bearded dragons or anything, you can dust the crickets with it. But it's really good. It contains a lot of the good bacterias and the microflora. So anytime you think you might have something that you just want to try to get it eating more, this stimulates that eating response. So something good to try. You can get this on Amazon. And last thing is, as far as what I use in my incubator, because I know a lot of people use a lot of different media, and originally I would just heat up the water, and I use the water for the humidity, for the heat, for everything. I had nothing in my tubs whatsoever. But when I had to get rid of those incubators and move to a larger incubator, I can't heat up the water. It's not made like, I was using big igloo coolers, and they were like for 4 clutches at a time. The only problem is you get to a certain point, you can't have 10 igloo coolers. So by moving to another cooler, they're just not made to have the water in the bottom. So what I use, water crystals. And people will talk about the different media they use. This is just pure water. I mean, basically, the crystals keep the water absorbed, keep the water from sloshing around, pure humidity, and it's great. I put them right underneath a hatchite tray, and they work perfect. They're cheap. You don't have to go buy big bags of it. You don't have to worry about bugs getting into it. Depending on which kind you buy, you don't have to worry about there being chemicals in it. Small little bag, this will do my entire clutches practically for a year, just because of how much each little bag yields. So if you guys have any other questions about anything I use, or if you have ideas for me, if you use something that you think I might benefit from, please leave a message and let me know. Let me know what you think either way. If you think that these are helpful, if you think they're not helpful, I'm always up for criticism. So thanks for watching.